So,
Welcome, everybody.
Oh,
Wait.
I told you I was going to lead us in.
Right. But it starts with welcome. Like, I have to do the intro.
They know what they clicked.
We've been doing this podcast for 2.5 years.
And for the last year, you and I have been trading off episodes.
And yet you still were doing an intro.
That's true. All right, do the intro, Mike.
I mean, this stays, I think.
No. Okay, here. I'll even do the intro for you. Welcome, everybody. All right, go ahead, Mike.
Thank you. Ahem. Welcome, everybody, to the We Hate Anime podcast, the only anime podcast that will watch the live-action Cowboy Bebop show and have something positive to say about it.
No.
I'm your host, Big Mike. Joining me this week is Tiduidu.
Well, live action people drives me to drink, so here's to it.
And my good friend back sooner than we expected, Mothman.
Yeah, just so you guys know, my dad died. Like, that's why I went away. And it turns out that I'm a sociopath and I don't grieve for as long as I thought I was supposed to. So I'm back.
You grieved at all, that's something.
On that note, I wanna just reach out to you all. I want to thank our patrons on the note that Mott's dad is dead and he doesn't care.
It's not that I don't care. It's like I think I have this warped perspective that it's supposed to be like a Hollywood movie where I like grieve until I go on like a finding myself journey where I ride a hot air balloon into the sunset with like some Manny Pixic dream girl and then I push her off the balloon and drive straight into Niagara Falls with it.
But yeah, unfortunately, we're all working class here. We can't afford that. So
yeah.
Just get sad for a week and then you have to move on.
I need to talk to the Hallmark Channel and see if I can get this into a movie.
If you would like to support us on in any way possible, you can go to patreon.com/wehateanime. For as little as $1 a month, you can help make this show happen. Our current patrons are Vinegar Raw,
Vinegar Raw, Vinegar Raw.
Wait, is it Vinegar Raw?
Vinegar Raw.
I've been saying Vinegar Raw.
Why are you a Pokemon fanatic? You know, this is a Digimon podcast, right?
I have not bought the new Pokemon game, so...
Why is this an Angela Anaconda podcast? I refuse.
Vinegar Raw, Anil Nakuda, Kev Online, shout out to the boy.
The boy.
Katarasic.
Fadracik.
Should we have Kevin online for the Euphoria episode?
That's a Polish name, or rather a nickname.
Wait! I'm sorry. I got sidetracked by someone saying, someone correcting me and saying something smart, and then someone saying something horrible. So one at a time. We'll start. What was the horrible thing you just said, Mom?
I think we should have Kevin online for the Euphoria episode.
All right. I'm glad that I'm hearing you. I'm picking up what you're putting down. I'm now going to forget you ever said that. Tiduidu, what was that again?
The name is pronounced Kwadracik. It means little square in Polish. I know that guy. I didn't know it was him when you read out the name before. But then he commented on one episode and was like, oh shit, it's you. Okay, I need to correct Mike next time.
Quadrasic. Gotcha. It makes sense considering his profile pictures are always 3 squares that look vaguely like a face.
Yep.
And I want to shout out our current most important patron, Gachi, the Chadishus Thundercock. They have now learned that they can change their name on Patreon to make me say funny things.
Yeah, I had to be very careful. He asked me, he's like, Moth, will this work? And I'm like, please don't do this.
Okay, how many slurs were there?
Listen, Gachi, I'm gonna tell you right now, if you say some fuck shit, I'm just gonna say Gachi.
Gonna take your money.
So if it becomes too much for me, you'll know because I'm just gonna say Gachi.
Can you say it with the right inflection though? Because Gachi kind of sounds like you're some Midwestern mom explaining like a type of potato salad.
Gachi.
It's Gachi.
Gachi.
It's Gachi Moochie.
Gachi.
I'm gonna kill you. So
I got you, big guy. It's a smart film.
Hey, yeah.
Gotcha.
And Gachi, the reason why he's so important is that he is our $25 producer patron. And without him, we probably couldn't pay for the episode every month. So thank you so much, Gachi.
Yes, you're single-handedly funding this fever dream.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
Shame on you.
and and with that, how's everyone doing?
Pretty good. I came to a conclusion, I want to say like 2 nights ago. The best thing that can ever happen to like an edgy rapper is having daughters.
Okay, what did Eminem do this time?
No. Like, because Eminem started with daughters. Like, you can't put him on the pulpit. That being said, though, he's been floundering since the Marshall Mathers LP2. Like, it was good. It wasn't great. And then he did, like, a bunch of, like, anti-Trump stuff that pretty much everybody immediately forgot about. And then he did, like, some random kamikaze album that everyone's like, man, I'm so glad he's still making music. And that somehow made him angrier. But he released Songs to Be Murdered By, which I was mostly okay with. Wasn't anything great. And then he did Songs to Be Murdered By, like, B-tracks. And those B-tracks are better than, like, anything he's put out in 5-6 years.
It could be like that.
But I'm saying that because Insane Clown Posse has families. I don't know if you guys knew that.
Yes, we are aware that one of them bought a fursuit to his daughter, and they're generally pretty cool guys from what I've heard.
Yeah, well, if you think about it, like, if you actually go back and you listen to their older music, like the Great Malenko, and, wow, it's weird saying Great Malenko, because you have, like, the weird album they did that was their area code in California. But despite being highly vulgar, their message has always kind of been like, have consensual sex, beat up fathers, murder drug dealers.
Like, I mean, yeah, like I grew up in the South in an urban environment, which means a lot of white people listening to whatever hip hop they could stomach, and if it wasn't by a black person, they loved it. So, like, a lot of ICP fans from where I'm from.
I grew up in Poland, so for most of my life, I just thought that fucking minus how do they work is a meme, and then 5 years later, I learned it's a band.
I will say, though, it always cracks me up that they're like, oh man, I can't handle rap because it's garbage. When, like, the original, like, Eazy-E, Snoop Dogg, and Tupac, like, they are probably more well-read human beings. I mean, Tupac's in the grave now, but he was probably a more well-read human being than probably most of the people who are like, I can't handle the black rappers.
I mean, yeah, and, it's rhyme and poetry.
Well, no, he was a drama kid.
Yeah,
and Snoop Dogg read Naruto, so you know he knows what's up.
But they released a new album, Insane Clown Posse. I don't have it pulled up right now, and I totally spaced what it's called. It's called like Yum Yum's Poison or something.
I'm sure it's atrocious.
No, here's the thing. It's super mellow. Like, I think their daughters went to college or something, and they realized that they're like kind of old now, and they're like, hey, let's just make something more mellow and fun. And that came in the same day Limp Bizkit released an album. Both of them dropped October 31st albums.
Maybe if Marilyn Manson got a kid, he would stop embarrassing himself and make an actually good album now.
but like Limp Bizkit drops an album October 31st. Insane Clown Posse drops an album October 31st. And Halo Infinite comes out a week later. And so I've had such whiplash for the last 2 weeks thinking I'm in 2001. It's not even funny.
Yeah, no. It feels weird. Because, like, I've had big changes lately, too. And, like, obviously, I've talked about them on the last episode. I moved across the country. And, like, Infinite coming out when it did was like, hey, we know you're going through a stressful time right now. How would you like to play the game you played when you were 13?
Man, I'm just going to do this right now because I played Halo CE back in the day. But if you were on Soldiers of Christ's team, I hate every single one of you, and I'm coming after you. I will be under your bed tonight while you sleep. Sorry, Soldiers of Christ was a huge, like, Halo CE on PC. That was, like, the biggest, probably, community clan out there. And they kept banning me from their servers because every time I died, I typed damn.
Well,
I
gotta admit, no, I just wanna say, I just mentioned Marilyn Manson. I am drinking. It is like I'm 13. So yeah, I guess you guys are on point. Something's happening right now in the metasphere.
I honestly think we're about to have a great reset.
Okay.
I fucking hope not. My life got a lot better in the last few months.
But
That's not the only great reset I'm gonna do is on this podcast when I start over.
Oh, come on. You're just going to take Frog and Titty and leave the rest of us behind?
Yes.
Just Photoshop my face over Moff's icon in the logo.
It's gonna be you and Egg and Doku are all just gonna have to sit in the closet and think about everything you've ever done.
By the way, I'm going to out Titty right now while I can. I'm going to out him. So
He's gay.
No,
I'm not.
so Titty is the most neurodivergent one on the podcast. Because he never shuts up about Valhalla, Library of Runa, Lobotomy Corpse, all that stuff. And he always like walks around, swings around big dick. Like, I love Dune. I'm just like Moth. I like all these esoteric things.
Moff, you have touted the line that we're clones for some time now. I'm going to break your heart. I'm allergic to milk.
How are you alive in Poland?
I don't know. I almost fucking died when I was 4 because I ate a piece of chocolate and it gave me a fucking lung infection.
But I gotta out Titty here for a sec, guys. He has never played I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream.
Yeah, that's true. Never played, never read.
So this is big ol' esoteric. I'm so much smarter than you because I'm a lefty Polish, and he has never once read or played I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream.
Let's make something perfectly clear. I'm not smarter than anyone.
No, you just have a bigger cock.
To
Yeah,
be
that's
fair,
true.
you have to have a very high IQ to appreciate the intricacies of Valhalla.
Yes, that is unironically correct.
That is not correct. You just click the buttons until you get the ending you want.
I mean, it has no big brain interaction, but it has big brain appreciation. It's like an art gallery.
There's no big brain appreciations to it. You just watch waifus drink and have softcore lesbian sex.
I mean, actually, like there is like a perfect ending that's actually kind of hard to get unless you know what you're doing. So yeah.
Yeah, don't buy the Wi-Fi dildo. That's the lesson of the game.
You just make everybody mimosa and you get the good ending.
Hey, Valhalla is a good video game.
It is not. It's not a video game. It's like, you know when you had those books when you were a kid where you press the button and it's like, the cow goes moo.
No, I don't. I'm Polish.
Okay.
The cow goes clap.
The cow would go moo if anyone in your village could afford it.
Here on the We Hate Anime podcast, we make fun of people in lower classes.
No, we make fun of people from Poland and France.
That's what I said.
I mean, hey, a lot of Polish artists emigrated to France when we didn't have a country, so there's, some connection there. That's true.
So, are we gonna talk about it? Are we gonna address the elephant in the room, Mike?
Do not refer to me as an elephant in the room, okay?
No, that's
I'm
about your
losing
cock.
weight. I can now wash my balls without needing other people's help.
But now you
Okay.
get other people's help.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, high five, baby. I have sex, lots of sex.
Wonderful.
Baby, if you want to get to those balls, first you gotta wash them.
You gotta get my Terry folds.
Okay.
Wait, Tid, how did you know? How did you know what I say to Nicole when I want her to worship?
I'm Polish. I have psychic powers.
There we go.
So we here
Speaking
at
of
the
potion.
Tower of Power podcast.
The Tower of Power. No, I don't like that. There's something nefarious about that naming convention. Tid, what have you been up to?
Well, ever since I was last on a podcast, let's see. I watched all of Black Lagoon, which, spoiler alert, I like more than Cowboy Bebop in the genre of a lot of bad people with guns. It's great. It's a fantastic series. Shame that it's on a forever hiatus like Berserk, but the author is still alive. I have recently released a video on the new upcoming Project Moon game, which is Limbus company, because it has a shitload of literary references just in the trailers. And like 5 days after I dropped it, they released the gameplay trailer and information on the main site. So now it broke like 10k views in 1 week. And
Let's go!
I will soon fucking overtake this channel when it comes to subs, and then it's goodbye, motherfuckers.
No. That's when we come on your show.
Well, as for me, I'm actually also working on YouTube videos. I've decided that
nice.
I will never actually be a good hobby painter in my life, so I'm giving up hobby painting. And I got 2 videos in the pipeline right now. One, I just want to get banned from the CCP as hard as possible. Wait, is it CCP or is it CCCP?
Are you talking about the China Communist Party?
Yes.
That's CCP.
Yeah,
It's CCCP.
I just-
Triple CP is the Russian name for the Soviet Union. That's a bit outdated. I don't think they have YouTube.
No, that's true. I'm doing a video where it compares the Chinese in Age of Empires 2 to the Chinese in Age of Empires 4. And how, just like everything, it gets worse with time. They took my Choco news away.
I don't. Hey, Tid. I don't want to touch on that. So I'm just gonna say, fuck you for making that video on the Olympus company, because I immediately got done watching that video and was like, man, I need to go back and play Lobotomy Corporation. And then wasted 4 hours of my life again on
a single
that I
week.
don't think I enjoy.
On a single week.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's the worst thing, is the week resets where you have to reset the entire damn week.
I mean,
you don't have to. It's just if you get really fucked up, it's helpful.
I just do like 1 day per day, and I hope to finish this game by January so I can make a video on it. But we'll see.
I don't like this game.
Yeah, I get that.
I want to though. Like everything about it except for the gameplay is like, yo, this is so cool.
Well, Wikis exist, luckily. Just play the music in the background.
Yeah, I was hoping you'd already beaten it so I could pick your brain about it, so I could get the information that is useful to just go straight into the fucking Library of Ruina, a game I know I enjoy.
I'm halfway through. I'm on day 27 because I spent like all of October playing the Great Ace Attorney duology. So, yeah.
The Great Ace Attorney duology. There were 4 games.
No.
No.
The Great Ace Attorney is the spin-off.
Phoenix Wright. There was
No. Yeah, but that's just Ace Attorney. Great Ace Attorney is the prequel about his predecessor in 1900s from Japan that came to London and experiences a lot of racism for British people.
Yeah, sounds about right.
But yeah, I really want to just know everything that happens in Lobotomy Corporation so that I can just play Library of Ruina. And especially because Limbus Corporation is a dungeon crawler, and I literally come at the prospect of playing dungeon crawlers. It's my favorite genre.
Wait, really? That's your favorite genre?
Yep.
Dungeon crawlers.
Yep.
All right, whatever.
Well, why don't you crawl out of your apartment, bitch? But what I want to say is, unfortunately for the time being, they just unveiled that it's going to be on Android, and the menus look pretty gacha-y, so we'll see how it goes.
Oh no.
No,
I have hope. I'd never liked like building management sims or card games, and look at me now. So,
well,
that's fair.
I do have to say, it is the most SCP-esque game I've ever played, and I do appreciate that. I will say, Library of Ruina is completely stupid because I think I clicked for half an hour and I was still in the tutorial in the menus and I had no idea what I was doing.
How? Like you can get the first fight in 5 minutes.
No, it was just it was just menus and tutorials, and like any game that pauses me to tell me like, by the way, you should do this deserves the rope.
In Moth's defense, Ted, I mean, you even talked about it in your video. The tutorial sucks.
The tutorial sucks, that's true, but it doesn't take long. Like my biggest issue is that it's just flies by in a single screen and that's it. And it's like, what am I supposed to do?
Well, if you want to know the game that got my approval this year, Pathfinder Kingmaker.
Hell yeah! What fucking class you playing? What you doing?
So I totally mess up. Every time I try to play a game, I always try to be like, man, I'm a bard kind of esque character in real life. I'm gonna try something new, and so like I ended up picking Scald, which is just bard that worships demons.
Yeah, it's the bard that you play when you want to sing Death Grip songs at the table.
Yeah, exactly. And so I rolled a Scald, and then I got Wendoeg in my party, and I was looking at all the love interests, and none of them were looking too entitling. So I generally play like Chaotic Good. And Wenduag makes that impossible because I can't turn my back on this stupid character without her, like, killing half of my army. And it's like, at some point, you really need to just cut your losses and have her executed. But I just can't seem to bring myself to do it. Because her damn crit attacks do so much for my team.
That's what high critical rate pussy does to a man.
Dude, well, she's a spider cat. Like, what am I going to do about that? I like literally every time I go back into town, it's like, hey, when do I got drunk and killed like 3 guardsmen again? I'm like, great.
Yeah. For full context of everyone, like Mike and people in the audience, Pathfinder Kingmaker is a CRPG adaptation of the Pathfinder tabletop system, which is basically D&D 3rd edition after D&D made its 4th edition. People decided, you know what, that sucks. We want the same thing again.
Okay. That sounds interesting, actually.
I do have a question, though. I know WRPG stands for Western RPG. JRPG stands for Statutory Rape RPG. What does CRPG stand for?
Computer RPG. It's all of these names are dumb, but it's just if it has isometric perspective and it tries to adapt something from the tabletop, I call it a CRPG just by force of habit.
For some reason, in my mind, I thought that Planescape Torment. So the logic in my mind up to this point, because like WRPG stands for Western, JRPG stands for Japanese. I kind of just in my mind have assumed that Planetscape Torment was made by a bunch of Czechoslovakians. And so CRPG just stands for Czech RPG.
Yes, the most famous Czechoslovakian person, Chris Avaloni.
I mean, in Moss defense, Planescape Torment has a big suffering Russian vibe to it.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's Planescape.
Yeah.
You know what Planescape reminds me of, though? It reminds me of the Magica, if you guys have ever read that book series.
Oh no, I play the games.
Wait, Magica has games?
Just Magica, I think I misheard you there.
Oh no, Magica's a book series about like stacking planes of existence on top of each other and people making money by going into your plane of existence and causing problems.
Man, that sounds pretty based.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome.
It was I think it was written by Bram Stoker? I'd have to look.
Wait, what? The guy that wrote Dracula?
I don't think that's probably accurate.
Wait, who's the guy who directed Hellraiser?
I almost said John Carmack.
No, John Carpenter didn't write it. It was Bram Stoker then, or Tom Barker. I don't know. Whatever. Wait.
The guy who also made the bad game, Jericho. I think.
Yeah, Jericho. Barker. The guy who did Jericho did this book.
Yeah, Tom Barker.
Okay, yeah, it was Tom Barker. No, but Tom Barker had a really good survival horror game that came out on PC in like 2002.
Yeah, but that was after Jericho. I don't remember the name.
No. Jericho was 2006. This was like Undying in 2002 or something.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it was
never mind.
Clive Barker. No, it's Clive Barker's Undying. There we go. Clive Barker wrote a Magica. There we go. We've done it.
There we go. One single brain cell finally connected the 3 pieces.
6 degrees to Clive Barker.
Sorry, Clive.
Speaking of Planescape Torment, you know what's like Planescape Torment? My wife. Yeah.
I honestly thought you were gonna dip into Cowboy Bebop at that point. You had the opportunity.
No, Cowboy Bebop isn't that bad.
Here's actually, you know what? I will agree with you. This Cowboy Bebop live action show is so 4 out of 10. It's not even good enough to say it's so bad it's good.
Yeah.
So I do want to say, going into this, we watched the movie because this is just going to be about the movie.
Yeah.
And then something happened where Moth was like, I'm going to watch my least favorite episode of the anime adapted into a TV show. And I was like, live action's out. I'm going to watch some of it. And then I watched the movie and like, there's not that much to say about it.
Yeah.
It's not bad. It's just like too long.
The issue with the movie is like some of the most iconic scenes in the series, like the entire opening scene, or I Love Woman Who Can Kick My Ass, or janitor scene, or the fight in the train. Like 10 out of 10 scenes they're in that movie. There's like an hour of other stuff in between that everybody forgets.
No, so I have said since the beginning of this podcast, and you can quote me on this, anime movies always run for 2 hours and only have about an hour and 10 minutes worth of content.
Yeah.
And it's...
No, there are a lot of there are a lot of really good anime films. We've made episodes on some of them.
Redline as an exception is not the rule, but like I can honestly say like A Silent Voice and Redline are probably the only exceptions to the rules that I can think of.
No, I think that's too broad strokes because when I said the other, I meant like movies for something that is already a series. That always tries to that point because people are used to writing episodes.
The Dragon Ball Super movies are good though. Like start to finish, they're amazing. Same thing with Mugen Train from Demon Slayer.
Well, okay, Mugen Train is just a continuation. It's not like a it's not its own thing.
But both of these are like adaptations of mangas, I think.
Yeah, no, it's I'm trying to remember the best example of this. I think it's called Let's Go to the Space Show is what it's called or something. And it's about 2 hours long, and the first 50 minutes are such an amazing like Little Nemo adventure fun time, and then you're left having to watch another hour of kids just like muck around and suck at their jobs. Like
I know what he's talking about. I've watched that movie. That movie's a pretty good movie. But it's about kids like experiencing like a whimsical adventure on summer vacation.
Yeah,
I can relate to being bad at the job. So yeah,
but the first 50 minutes are good, and then after that, you're like, why am I still watching this? This is going on forever, and nothing is happening.
No, I was entertained throughout the whole thing. You just have bad brain.
This is what happened with the Cowboy Bebop movie. After the train, you could have skipped straight to Halloween, and we would have missed nothing.
I would argue that if I went into Cowboy Bebop, this movie, and I had like the footage without the music attached to it, I could trim this down to maybe 40 minutes, easy.
Can we also talk about the soundtrack real quick? What the hell was that soundtrack?
Amazing is what it was.
It's just randomly like country songs about digging holes. Like I appreciated how they introduced Faye with her own little song about I'm a bad girl, and then just now I'm digging holes out of nowhere.
Yeah, gotta dig for the gold.
No, it's just Post Digger. That's what the song was. I think that's literally what the song's called. It's like Post Digger.
No, yeah, I know. But like Bebop always had like a wide shot of music, very shotgun white, and I always liked it. So yeah.
I mean,
I think the pieces with lyrics in the movie are like weird and kind of out of place, but I don't think they're really bad. They're just a relic of a 2001 anime film.
I will say, it's an hour and 10-minute movie that went on for 2 hours. That's it. That's all I'm going to say about it.
Yeah, no, there's not enough content in it. Like, don't get me wrong, the content that is good in it, like fucking
anything
like
Ed did
said. Yeah, no, the content in it that was good was really great, and it's so iconic that people assume it's part of the TV show.
Yeah.
Fun fact, the reason you bring that up, I did watch a good movie last night as well. I watched Evangelion 1.11.
Oh, based.
Oh.
Yeah. By the way, that is the most obnoxious naming scheme I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Like,
mostly because it was like 1.0 and then they added scenes and released it as 1.11 and then it just kept going.
Well, and that was the thing. It was like 1.11, 2.22, 3.33. Okay, the fourth one's coming out. Is it going to be called 4.44? Oh no, it's 3.0 plus 1.0 because, whatever Makurai, the guy responsible for this, just looked...
Makurai, the famous writer of Evangelion, Makurai.
Yes, he looked over at what Kingdom Hearts was doing and is like, these guys are onto something. And so it's 3.0 plus 1.0.
I want to give it the benefit of the doubt and just say that it's a positive ending for the series, and he did not have that to be called Evangelion Death in Japanese. Or even Dev.dev.
But back to it, a lot of sequences I had seen from Evangelion actually weren't from the show prior to me watching the show. They were from the movies. And so...
I don't know if that's necessarily... Like, what scene are you thinking of in particular? Because the first movie is just a straight adaptation of, like, the first, like, 5 or so episodes of the anime.
Right. I'm thinking about the scene where, like, Ray's on the table. Or like any of the scenes where they're like, okay, if you're not gonna pilot the Evo, we're gonna make Ray do it. She's like beaten up.
Yeah, that's in the anime.
Yeah. But the way, like the actual scene, I saw from the movie. So when I was watching the anime, I was like, wow, why does this look so like low fidelity? So that's what I mean, Mike.
I am glad that you like that one because depending on how you view the rebuild movies, the first one is either the worst or like the second best one.
No, I actually so far it was very weak. If I didn't appreciate Evangelion, I would have hated this movie because they spend
fun the service, I would say.
They spend zero time actually focusing on what's going on in Shinji's head or like what's actually happening. They just
some good news for you then, because the next 3 movies all original material.
Good.
The very first thing that happens in the second movie is a new, different angel fight.
Nice.
And a new character.
That's sad because my favorite angel fight in the series is when they have to like play DDR together.
Yeah, that's amazing.
So
that is a really good one. I do like that. But this is only us talking about the rebuild movies is a testament to how much we have to say about knocking on heaven's door. I like knocking on heaven's door. If you're a super big Bebop fan, you've already seen it. But if you haven't, watch it, or just watch like the fight scenes or the opening scene. The opening scene of this movie is one of the best pieces of Bebop.
When they rob the grocery store.
Yeah. This is a great scene. Like with Akira, watch this movie through an AMV, and that's the perfect way to ingest it.
This is the most moth opinion I've ever heard from you.
No, I gotta agree with him.
Watch an AMV.
Well, like Akira is the type of movie that you show to a animation 101 class, and then you never have to watch it again.
Like it's a beautiful movie. It's like one of the finest pieces of animation ever created. I don't like it as a movie.
Yeah, but it's no Steven Universe movie.
I think Akira is like pretty great. But it should only be like the thing about Akira is that it's only good as a companion piece if you're already reading the manga, because the manga has just more context to what the fuck's going on.
Yeah,
I'm gonna reiterate myself, but that was on a Polish podcast, so never mind that. But it's the Akira movie was actually directed by the mangaka, and making it made him realize what he needs to do for the finale, and the manga was still unfinished when he made the movie. So it's a very specific piece of art.
Like that movie is an adaptation of like one story halfway through the entire manga.
Yeah.
So
like there's so much more context that goes into Akira than just what's in that movie.
So I think I actually have a good way to describe the Cowboy Bebop movie, and you're gonna have to stick with me on this one. So
it's a very cool Umineko reference. Go on.
When you make a movie that doesn't continue the story, because we're gonna take Demon Slayer, and Demon Slayer Mugen Train was a continuation of the story, you actually need to see the movie. A lot of time, anime movies.
I do want to say you actually don't. They did the Dragon Ball thing where they decided to just readapt the bits of that movie for the current arc of the anime.
Is the anime going right now, by the way?
I believe so, yes.
Whoops.
I mean, you just watch the movie and skip those episodes then, because fucking movie budget. What are we doing here?
Yeah, exactly.
We still need to do it. We still need to do an episode on that movie because I haven't watched it yet.
It's really, really good.
It's good.
But so you have an option. You can continue the story, or you can do what Bebop does, and kind of what the Dragon Ball movies used to do, and City Hunter movie. There you go, gotcha. I called out City Hunter again. Where you're like, cheers. I'm not going to make any new content. I'm not going to continue the plot. I'm going to make a hour-and-a-half long episode of the show for fans to enjoy. And I think that's the route they went with the Cowboy Bebop movie.
It is.
But once again, after 50 minutes, I was like, okay, as a fan, I'm happy. I'm good. I've seen everything I need to see. This is a fan movie. This is good. Oh, it's still going.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Like,
at least the golden butterflies were cool.
Honestly.
It definitely has the feeling of a bunch of people who wrote on the anime were tasked with stretching out a story idea for an entire, like, movie.
Yeah, no, it was a 20-minute episode stretched out to an hour and a half.
And it sucks because like what story is there is like I think it's one of the better. If this was just an episode or a 2-part episode, it would be one of the better Bebop stories.
Yeah, for sure.
I will say though, I will say looking at this though, because I've always felt that Cowboy Bebop was a very Breaking Bad anime. No, but there have been entire episodes of Breaking Bad where nothing gets accomplished. There's the famous episode of Breaking Bad where they're literally just trying to catch a fly in their meth
one
lab.
of the best episodes in the series.
Right, and Cowboy Bebop did that multiple times, actually.
That's true.
My all-time favorite episode of Cowboy Bebop, Toys in the Attic, does that, where they're just sitting on the ship, running from a freaking crab lobster, something that snuck out of the fridge and is like attacking them. And at the end, Ed eats it. And nothing gets accomplished in that entire episode. It's not relevant to anything. You don't really learn anything about the characters. You just watch them do stuff for 20 minutes straight.
Yeah, it's like putting the characters in a situation that haven't been seen before, a horror scenario, and just rolling with that, and it's really cool.
And having the audacity to do that blows my mind. Like, like the fact that not just a show did that, but an anime did that, where they have to pay for every second of animation, that blows my mind.
Well, like why it was like that. The main theme of the show are the main characters who are all running from their pasts, I should say. So, like, there's a lot of things that are just distractions in the show because they don't want to confront the things that they're trying to get away from.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's thematic.
And speaking of distancing yourself from the past, the live action.
Yeah, I was about to say that's a perfect fucking segue because I only watched the episode 8 at Muff's recommendation, fuck you, about the Pierre LaFool episode adaptation. And like in the first fucking 2 minutes, it commits the most cardinal sin they could with a Bebop adaptation in that everything is connected to Spike in some way. Oh, the assassin was sent by Vicious and Ayn was actually one of the dogs in the laboratory. And like it makes the world so much smaller and it fucking sucks.
Yeah, it's on top of that, they're Kubrick staring every character multiple times in that episode.
Not even just that, but like every fucking shot in the episode is like at a 15-degree
30-degree tilt, something.
Yeah, for no fucking reason. And like it's the same perspective, and in one shot it's tilted to the left, and then it's tilted to the right. And I'm not even fucking sure if is something happening to the ship. Is it wobbling forward and back? What the fuck is happening here?
Well, no. The angles are so Dutch they paid for half of your Netflix subscription.
I gotta say though, is it just me or making Vicious a front and center character rather than an ominous shadow in the background?
It's so bad.
Robs really from who Vicious is.
It does.
Like they've made Vicious this
comic
weird,
relief.
Yeah, no. Vicious is supposed to be menacing. You're not supposed to. When you see Vicious, things are happening and you don't want them to happen.
Yeah, if you see Vicious face, oh shit, something is going down. Oh fuck.
Like they're treating Vicious like he's just the villain when instead he's more like a force of nature.
You know who he is? You know who he is though? I can tell you exactly who he is. He's a Jean Baptiste from The Fifth Element.
Yeah. He totally has that same energy.
Yeah. Oh my god. Now I feel like when Mike said that he's a force of nature, my joke about him being a cack elemental is gonna fall flat, but I'm still gonna say it.
No, but that's the thing is he is literally Gene from The Fifth Element.
Yeah, no. Like the show frames him in such a way that he feels like it's like he is being competent. He is doing competent things. But anytime the camera is on him, he looks like an incompetent buffoon.
Yeah, he looks like a crackhead. He's like, honestly, like, hey man, you got $1?
It's upsetting.
Speaking of upsetting us on characters, how they introduce the clown Pierre.
Oh my gosh,
like, he is just. Okay, they want to give him some more background, like he's this bioweapon that was just only hidden to the episode in anime. Fine, but he is speaking way too lucidly when he is introduced. Like, he's actually coherent. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
No, I will say that show did not have the budget to do Sad Clown A Go-Go. They did not have the budget to do that episode at all. You needed.
Here's the deal. Like, they totally could have done that episode. They had every tool they needed. They just decided that instead to, like, incorporate fucking Mad Pierre into, like, this stupid, like, fucking overarching narrative. that we have to like give him justifications for why he is what he is. So instead of just like jumping around like a whimsical creature, he now has rocket boots that you could just are visible and explained to you.
Yeah.
And it's so bad. Like there's a moment in this episode too where he just like Wesker runs at somebody. Like it's goddamn Resident Evil fucking 4 or 5. And it's like, what is this? He's supposed to be a big, jolly, insane person.
Yeah. Also, like the fact that they show those thrusters and everything. Like in the anime, there was like this implication that you don't know what the fuck is going on. Is it technology? Does he have psychic powers? You don't know. And here's just he got thruster boots. I guess anyone could be as difficult to deal with him as him if they're from military. Oh, I guess that explains that.
Well,
okay.
and so just so you know, I will say probably if you take Elf and Lied out of the equation, I would say Sad Clown A Go-Go is probably my least favorite episode of any anime I have ever seen because it is so horrible to watch. Like it is a train wreck with like a bunch of band kids who just like won freaking state and they're going to nationals. You were just watching them get railroaded by a train in slow motion. That is this episode. And so watching something that's that hard to stomach, like watch the anime episode. That episode is so hard to stomach, dubbed or subbed, doesn't matter. And then watch it on the live action, you're like, wow. Oh boy. Yeah, like boy.
I fully agree with Mof's description, and surprising now about it, it's one of my favorite episodes of anime of all time.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite. I don't like. Here's my hot take about Bebop. I don't like Cowboy Bebop. I adore that episode. Like the weird thing about me, I don't like Cowboy Bebop, but there are individual episodes of Cowboy Bebop I really enjoy. And like back in 2018, I released a video. That I was doing like an unscripted videos at the time, and I was just like rambling about the things I didn't like about Cowboy Bebop, and like funnily enough, the two like here were my 2 points in that video. The first point was that I care more about the overarching narrative with Spike than I do like all these miscellaneous things, even though I know it's thematic. Which hey, this live action decided to do something with that. And it was terrible. And my other fucking point was that, man, Tina Fey is such a nothing character. I wish they'd do more with her. And hey, look, they tried to do more with her, and it's the worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
It's, what's funny though is like, my second favorite episode of Bebop is actually all about Faye, and the Betamax episode.
Yeah,
it's
not even a fucking Betamax in the live action.
What is it?
It's just a cassette player.
So Faye is supposed to be a semi-competent bounty hunter who uses sex to maintain an advantage over her opponents, and that is totally fine to be written as a character. In this, she's just a ditzy airhead who speaks way too much.
Yep.
Like
no, it's I described, like, I know Ed appears somewhere in the show,
episode 10,
but I described they wait till that last episode to have Ed in the show.
Yep, and I'm so glad they did.
That explains why I only saw that one scene ad nauseum, that none more.
Yep, that one scene.
So but I said with Nicole that it feels like what they're doing is like they wanted Ed to be part of the show and they wanted Faye to have more of a character, so they made Faye a whimsical jackass.
Yeah,
which doesn't fit because Faye doesn't like being in the crew. They provide her enough security that she doesn't ditch them all, but she doesn't necessarily like any of them, and she sees them as a means to an end. In this, it's like she's pseudo trying to get along with them. I will say, though, the live action didn't butcher Jet as hard as they could have.
No, actually...
Jet is good!
Jet's actor is nailing the fucking Team Mom energy. He's great.
They did butcher Spike. Like, they butchered Spike hard.
I wouldn't say I wouldn't say they butchered Spike. I would say that John Cho is just not... He doesn't have... He's not giving the right performance.
He's too short.
He's fine as...
He's too short to be Spike.
he doesn't have the Bruce Lee energy, unfortunately.
I'm gonna be ableist here and say you gotta have a 6'3" dude who just like kicks with his hands in his pockets be Spike.
And I'm
Okay,
gonna
so
say,
next season I'm playing Spike. Fine.
it's fucked up that like he doesn't have that Bruce Lee energy, but like he's still trying to fight like Bruce Lee. But like because he doesn't fight that much in the episode you watched, Tid, but in the first episode he fights all the time, and it looks like heavily choreographed because he could not nail down the fighting style. So everything looks a little too slow and cumbersome whenever fucking John Cho is on screen trying to fight people with his fists.
Yeah, I can believe that because I don't know how you even can transport that very fluid fighting style from animation with just pure flexing to live action. Like people's bodies have limits. Oh, I suppose, yeah.
Daredevil did it just fine, and Netflix did Daredevil.
Yeah, you totally could. It's just they decided on the actor before they decided if he would be a good Spike Spiegel.
Yeah, no, this I will say right now because I looked into it. Jet is originally voiced on the American dubs. He's voiced by a black guy, which fits perfectly.
Yep.
Whatever. I will say I'm not gonna be one of those neckbeards who's like the race casting wasn't right. Jet's clearly a balding white man from Czechoslovakia. I'm using Czechoslovakia again. It's like I'm not gonna do that. Like I think they did okay with Jet. Faye is ambiguous, so she can be whatever race she wants to be. Really, I do think that they screwed up Spike
Chinese.
hard.
Yeah, Faye Valentine's Chinese, and
Is
Jet
she?
is black.
Yeah, like in one of the episodes, she finds her home, and it's in Singapore, I believe.
Oh, no kidding. Okay, so I don't know who this actress is at all, so I don't have anything to say. I will say though, I think the thing that bothers me the most about John Cho is Spike is supposed to be an enigma, and you're supposed to kind of figure out who Spike is through like hints throughout the show. And this entire Netflix show is a steamroller. So subtlety is out the window. These guys couldn't know subtlety if it hit them in the face. The fact that I could identify cinematography techniques like the stare, what's it called?
Kubrick stare?
Yeah, the Kubrick stare. The fact that I could tell that they were doing the Kubrick stare just shows how inefficient they were at subtlety. And
yeah, no.
So, the fact that he's not an Israeli nationalist is just goes to show that they can't do anything subtle. Because that's what it was. It's like, oh, who's Spike? He's ex-Israeli defense. Like, he carries Israeli firearms. Like, he knows all the firearms on the planet anytime he sees them. Like, there were all these subtle clues about them. They're like, nope.
See, I'm like, I don't have like that much of an issue with that. I think that John Cho looks like a good Spike Spiegel. I just don't
move like that.
I can't believe I'm hosting a podcast with two anti-Semitics.
I'm Polish.
That's how you're anti-Semitic, because you're Auschwitz by default.
I live 100 kilometers from Auschwitz right now, so yes.
So now Mike is trying to Asian wash Israeli nationalists.
Yeah, like I watched Schindler's List for the first time like a month ago, and I could recognize the streets from the city I live in because it takes place in Krakow.
Christ.
Is Schindler's List that like really B-movie parody of Santa Claus?
What?
What?
What the fuck?
Yeah, he's got a list. He's checking it twice.
You know that list is about saving people, right? Not Santa Claus coming to the town. Also, Czechoslovakia dissolved in 1993, correct? Because you created it word. I wanted to ask, but you just straight, of course. Jesus Christ.
You okay, Mike?
My brain is trying to reboot. Let's talk about, because I know Tid didn't watch the first episode.
Nope.
I want to talk about the first episode because it opens on a recreation of the first scene from Knocking on Heaven's Door, the movie.
Is that what the movie's called? I thought it was just called the Cowboy Bebop movie.
You can find it under the Cowboy Bebop movie, but the actual name of it is Knocking on Heaven's Door.
Which, yeah, it sounds great because that villain is an angel. He is a gorgeous human being.
So true.
That villain is one of the hottest villains I've ever seen in an anime.
But yeah, no, I sat down because me and Nicole had just watched the movie, and we took some time after watching it to do some other stuff, and then she was playing Final Fantasy. I was like, you know what, we gotta watch the Cowboy Bebop before we record. I know neither of us want to, but come on.
Yeah.
We just booted up the first episode of the live action, and as soon as I saw the guy, I was like, I said to Nicole, are they recreating the first scene from the movie? And then he jumped up and sat on the counter of this casino, and I screamed. I screamed at this movie, this fucking show. It's so stupid.
This reference. I clapped when I saw it.
It was the opposite of I clapped when I saw it. I shit my pants.
Everybody in the living room started clapping.
And like the entire scene, like the open, it wasn't even like a bad recreation except for the end. Because at the end, the guy they're going to pick up, he's the one who grabs the hostage, and then a guy just comes out of the bathroom. So they're still doing the bathroom part.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
but he has like he brought to this space casino that they're doing a heist at. He brought a gun that will punch a hole through the fucking spaceship. Excuse me.
It's okay.
That's what you call an exit plan.
It was in parts I was like, huh, this isn't so bad. And then other parts I was like, what are you doing? What is this?
Speaking of parts where you go, what are you doing? Hey, why does Pierre recite the monologue from Blade Runner in French twice?
He does it twice?
Yeah, he does it when he finds the costume and then when he meets Spike.
Oh my god, I wasn't like, I was like zoned out. So I missed that when he did it the second time. Holy shit. Oh god, Mom, please. Did you catch that?
I saw things.
Do you think I speak French?
The belts of Orion and like, dude, we were in space. The Earth was destroyed. What the fuck are you talking about? Everyone saw the belts of Orion.
Wait, Earth is destroyed.
Yeah, in Cowboy Bebop.
Why do I never remember that?
I
Oh, right, because they're talking about the
small
Amsterdam conventions. That's why.
What?
Wait, you didn't hear the Amsterdam? Okay, I'm not making this up. I'm not messing with you guys. They actually talk about the Amsterdam conventions in the movie.
Okay.
Okay, now it's making sense because they actually talk about what you're not allowed to do as a government force because it's like the government of Mars, and they talk about the Amsterdam conventions.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so it's a legal document that still has power. Okay.
Yeah, just like the Geneva Conventions, a legal document that still has power. Nobody ever violates the Geneva Convention.
It's certainly not America.
It's okay, we win. Those didn't happen.
But yeah, like the Moth, did you catch that Pierre quotes the fucking speech from the end of Blade Runner?
I did not. I'm sorry.
It's like when we were watching it and I was just like, I was kind of glazed over just looking at the screen, and he was looking at the fucking costume that he's supposed to be wearing, and he just starts speaking in French, and I was like, I'll read this, but I don't care.
Oh man,
Nicole,
that camera sequence though, that looked pretty good, where it showed like the clown's reflection against the glass with his face.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah,
that was competent.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing about this show. I've only watched 2 episodes, so maybe it's the rest of the episodes aren't the same. Like, there's a ton of competence in this show.
Like, but that's it. That's all we say is competence. We don't say it's good. We say it's competent.
Well, here's like the sets are really good. Like most of the costuming is really good. Jet's arm looks like shit.
Jet's arm looks fine. You're just a hater.
His arm looks like rubber.
It looks fine. You're just a hater.
With a few exceptions, like Vicious looks like nothing like how a Vicious should look. Like most of the characters give you the feeling, if not directly look like the character they're supposed to be. Like the guy they got to play Mad Pierre looks like Mad Pierre,
except he's not fat enough.
Well, I mean that's fine.
Should he have had to?
Yeah, I mean, they could have just put him in a fat suit. But then they do shit like like Ein was a test subject for that guy whenever they were implanting his memories into dogs that made him crazy.
And they fucking abandoned him. I'm still mad about it.
Can we talk about like Earthworld? The fact that no amusement park would ever have an entrance that looks like that.
I mean, look, in space, you do what you gotta do.
That honestly
And
looks
spice.
like whenever I like see pictures of like Chernobyl and I just look at like all those horrible like children's rides and stuff, that's what they were going for. I'm positive.
I mean,
it's supposed to be.
that's just children's rights. What are you talking about?
I mean, the Earth world is not supposed to look realistic. It's supposed to be cartoony, which is why it works in the anime and looks like shit in the live action.
Yeah,
It's dilapidated and abandoned, right? So things go to shit when that happens, like in Chernobyl. So yeah.
Yep, throw a robot dog at a guy, beat the fight, which I think actually happens in the anime, so I can't even be mad about that scene.
It does, yeah. He gets stomped to death after he's hurt because he's not focused anymore, and he just gets squashed. He flies away.
Yep, oh man, that one episode right there. If you watch those two episodes back to back, like watch the original one and then watch that, so you can get angry. Because I was the scenes with Vicious, for some reason, Ultraviolet was going through my mind. Like, have you guys ever seen Ultraviolet or any of those like pseudo low budget sci-fi shows?
I have.
Okay, so that scene where Vicious is like having a weird sword fight, that just reminded me of Ultraviolet. That's what I was watching.
It's very low budget. That's true.
Yeah, that fight scene. The fucked up thing is that was one of the better fight scenes I've seen so far out of the live action, and it was still like
It was slow. It was so slow.
Yeah, because they're compensating for the fact that they didn't hire actors who could actually fucking do fight choreography.
Yeah.
Like the least they could have done is get some fucking stand-in stunt doubles who can actually do fight. I don't care. Like your Vicious already looks like shit. If you put a shitty wig on somebody, I'm not gonna notice.
Yeah.
What if it flew off in one of the action scenes, and you saw the double just grab it from the floor in the background while the actual actor is in the foreground?
I just
That, you know what, that would improve the quality of the show.
I'm honestly not sure if Vicious was the mother of dragons or a witcher. I can't tell you to save my life.
That's the thing. I said this to fucking Nicole when we were watching it. If this Vicious looks like shit, not even a great actor, but like Vicious's hairstyle he has full long silver hair, and this dude has like sweaty strings of white hair. Like, do something with him, or dude, like pull it back into the Witcher hair bun so that it looks less like shit. Like, do something.
It's
Jesus,
funny
he looks like
the
garbage.
The fucking Witcher live action series pulled that hair off this year as well. Also on Netflix. The show is mostly shit, but Henry Cavill looks fire.
Yeah, but
Hey,
there's
that
the
show's
thing.
not
We
shit.
have
That's a
already
good show.
seen that Netflix can competently do everything they did wrong.
It's just like, it's really weird. Like, here's what it comes down to, because we're saying Netflix did it. There is a creative team that did this show, and it's different from the creative teams that did the other shows. It's just that the people that they picked to do this were not the people who should have been picked. And here and I'll just go I'll just say this: no one should have picked anything to begin with. The idea of doing a live action anime adaptations is you, depending on the series, because you could do depending on what series it is,
You could do Yu-Gi-Oh.
do one. You know what? You could do Yu-Gi-Oh! Unironically.
Yeah, you could do Yu-Gi-Oh, and we've already proven you can do Dragon Ball.
You just take a camera and go to a convention and release a 2-hour cut of that, and
No,
that's the Yu-Gi-Oh!
but that's the thing. We have the ability, because like all the creatures in Yu-Gi-Oh, unlike Pokemon, all the creatures in Yu-Gi-Oh are already like so hideous that doing holographic versions of them using CGI is totally fine and capable. Like, you could do Yu-Gi-Oh live action, no problem, absolutely none.
I'm gonna stomp the bit now. I know I said you could. You could. It would be bad though.
No, it would be fine. It would be great.
All right, Mouth.
No, I'm gonna die on this hill. Yu-Gi-Oh! Live action, as long as you don't try to do like the 5Ds and motorcycle dueling, would work.
I was about to say, yeah, what about dueling on motorcycles?
I don't think you could make it, because here's the deal. The Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime already struggles to make a card game look interesting. And I'm saying that as someone who plays Yu-Gi-Oh!
Why?
I don't think live action would do any better.
Okay, all right. Let's brainstorm for a second. What animes could you do live action make it look good? Obviously, you can't do One Piece live action make it look good because the moment Frankie shows up, it's over.
They already did it once. It was Great Teacher Onizuka. The Japanese live action series is pretty great.
Actually, you know what? That's fine, but that's like the seinen category. Like you could do a live action Tokyo Revengers and it looks fine.
I think
it would still be Tokyo Revengers.
Yeah, so true. So true.
I haven't seen a single scene from that series. I just want to irritate both of you.
It's fine. You're already Polish. I'm not gonna punch down on you anymore.
I think with
you would have to punch up. I'm fucking taller than you by like 10 centimeters, bitch.
That's fine. My combat ideas is just punch him in the dick and run. That's all I ever do.
I think
you would still have to punch up.
Okay, I think with the right like director, and with like with the right director in general, you could totally do a Samurai Champloo anime or a live action adaptation.
Well, we also forget the fact that Firefly was already Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Firefly pretty much is Cowboy Bebop. That is true. Actually, 100%.
I'm trying to think of like what kind of more
as the live action
fantastical things you could do live action. Because obviously you can do Tokyo Revengers, Great Teacher Onizuma, blah blah blah. Shaman King.
Yeah, that would work.
Give me a live action Shaman King.
Honestly, I think you could do a live action Shaman King, although I would want it to be like more stand battles like it is in the beginning of Shaman King versus when they become parts of the weapons towards the end.
Yeah, that's kind of lame, unfortunately.
Maybe Hunter x Hunter you could do live action. You know what? I would challenge them. Netflix, do Hunter x Hunter live action. Let me lose all hope in humanity.
Keep Ghost Hair as it is.
Considering the Hunter x Hunter is mostly boring, yeah, you totally could do it live action.
You know what, Mike? You have horrible taste in anything, and I have no idea how you and I both enjoy Halo Infinite.
I can't wait for the One Piece live action to come out and for me to watch it and actually like it. I can't wait for that to happen. That'll be amazing.
I'm gonna kill myself.
You see, they announced the cast and Nami doesn't have huge gazongas.
Yeah, I actually take issue with that.
Oh man! I almost did a terms of service on you, unironically. I almost said gamer words. That's what you do.
Okay, so unless this woman's willing to get like implants or something, they better end it before the time skip.
Moth takes issue with breasts being small.
I take absolute issue with breasts being small. Yes, like they cast a perfect person for Monkey D. Luffy. Like 10 out of 10, Monkey D. Luffy, Roroni Zoro, whatever. But like, who's the woman from Mad Men?
I don't know.
The Mad Woman.
Yeah, but the redhead. She would have been a perfect Nami.
I never watched Mad Men, so I have no frame of reference.
Same.
Like, just find like your average fetish, like latex fetish model, and have her do Nami, and you'd have been fine.
Alternatively, just don't do it. Just don't.
Well, then don't do a live action. Usopp, my issue with Usopp is I actually feel like he's closer to a Spaniard than a black dude. But it's fine, because Netflix can't figure out how to cast different races.
No, I mean, I would argue that casting a black guy for Usopp's fine.
No, casting a black guy for Usopp's better than casting a white dude, but I think he would have been better as a Spaniard. Is that racist to say Spaniard?
Española.
If you're referring to someone from Spain, then no.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. Like, actual dude from Spain.
I don't know. I don't have hard opinions on it. I think the live action cast for One Piece looks mostly fine.
Like, by the time
if you're listening to this, it's your time to shine.
Yeah.
Wait, who?
Mutual of mine and Mike's. That's from Spain. Don't worry about it.
No. Like, and the same thing. Once Robin shows up, I would have actually loved for them to get an Egyptian woman to play Robin. Like, if we're just race casting, because that's all Netflix seems to know anymore, then like, let's go hard. Let's get like ethnicities and cultures you'd never see.
I'm sorry. What the fuck are you talking about?
What?
That's all Netflix knows.
Is race casting. And they do it very poorly.
What are you talking about? They just cast actors.
Yeah, but they seem to have this like weird criteria, and it's not even that large. Like I want to see other cultures get represented. Let me see an Ainu dude play Zoro.
This is like really weird because I can't call what you're saying racist because you're like, yeah, go the extra mile.
Yeah, go the extra mile.
But you're also the one going. It's weird that they're casting based on race instead of just going, yeah, they're casting actors that fit the part visually.
Yeah, they are. And they should just take it the next step. They should be like, hey, we got a lot of black actors. Michael B. Jordan made it cool to be a black actor. You know what? Nobody's ever made it cool to be an Ainu actor or a Spaniard actor or a Native American actor. Let's focus on those guys. Let's bring more people to the forefront, Mike.
That's based in a very roundabout way, Moth. I just want to say I have 2 shots of vodka left. Don't waste them.
I think I broke Mike again.
Oh God, Tid's finally Tid, you and me, we're finally syncing our wavelengths up. You're finally starting to feel it. I don't have alcohol. All I have is shitty fucking whiskey that's flavored like eggnog, and it sucks.
See, that's why you have to plan in advance, like I did.
But are you telling me? Are you telling me like if you're gonna be like, okay, we want to get more diversity into One Piece, you wouldn't see Usopp as like Spaniard or like Basque? There we go. Let's go another extra mile after the first extra mile. Let's have a Basque dude play Usopp.
I don't know what Basque is.
Tiddywinks, you know the Basque culture, right?
If I heard the name in Polish, I probably would, but as it is, I don't recall.
Okay, like what about a Southern Italian, Mike?
I mean, I wouldn't really read Usopp as Italian.
Well, if he's Italian, he should be played by Chris Pratt, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
So true.
Well, yeah.
You know, somebody once said, they said, like, Chris Pratt has definitely seen a director run over a child.
Yeah, he was in the passenger seat.
Well, no, there's, like, no way that Chris Pratt can land all these roles if he hasn't seen, like, somebody murder a child in cold blood on set or something.
Man, I was about to say a joke, but I forgot. And it was about Chris Pratt eventually voicing your friends, and you wouldn't want to upset your friends.
I will say, though, One Piece, if we are talking about the good of One Piece, episode 1000 came out. And episode 1000, my most successful meme I've ever posted on Twitter, by the way. Episode 1000 was actually a very good love letter to fans.
That's nice.
Like, it continued.
I'm glad to hear that.
It continued the arc the way it's been going for about 5 minutes. Like, We Are came on. The One Piece theme song from the very beginning came on. They just redrew a lot of the animations with, like, more updated models and whatnot. So they redrew a lot of it. They showed a lot of the cast members. They showed some great sequences. Only a minute, though. We Are lasted a minute. And then they went and they did 25-minute love letter to fans. It showed each of the Straw Hats doing stuff they're good at. It showed each of them having their own sequences with their cool catchphrases. And it was just a huge love letter to fans. And I really appreciate that.
I'm glad you got to watch your dollies do all their cool things, Moth.
That sounds very nice. I'm still not watching 1,000 episodes of an anime.
That's fine. And Mike's still bitter at me because he's a racist.
Yes, that is true. That's fair. I am a gamer. And we aren't known for our racial tolerance.
I honestly want The Rock to do Jinbei.
I don't know who that is, but I'm going to assume that you made a funny joke.
Jinbei's a fish man, but he's like very big and very good at karate.
Wait.
Oh yeah, perfect typecasting then.
Yeah, perfect typecasting. Like you have The Rock do Jinbei, and then you get some good casting there. Chopper is the only thing I can think of. Like, I just have an actual reindeer be Chopper and have him stare at the camera and have the characters be like, "Wow, Chopper, that's really insightful," and then just have like a CGI deer doing like heart surgery on Zoro whenever he gets cut up. And honestly, I would just roll with it.
Give him a voice, but it's just R2D2 sounds from Star Wars.
Wait.
I got it.
Who was the girl who did the Mummy, the reboot with Tom Cruise?
I don't care for Mummy aside from the first movie, so I don't know.
Okay, but like you saw the trailers because she was hot as hell, right? Have her do Robin.
Yeah. Okay, we were on Chopper. Why are we back to Robin?
Because Robin's my
focus on
favorite character
priorities.
from One Piece that's not Frankie.
I
Priorities.
realized that I finally realized the show, that the anime that could work 100% perfectly in live action if they tried.
Legend of Galactic Heroes.
Full Metal Alchemist.
No.
Oh yeah,
They already tried that.
They tried
it failed.
and they failed. Yeah.
Well, no, they failed the same way that all the other Japanese live action adaptations failed. They didn't try.
Well, we already have Pacific Rim, which proves that Gundam G Gundam can actually be a reality. So we're good.
Okay, stop. I need you to just stop, okay? Because G Gundam is Super Robot and Pacific Rim is Real Robot. They're nothing alike, even conceptually.
But it had a bunch of weird racist typecastings in Pacific Rim as well.
No, it
you guys
actually
are
didn't.
super virgins without any real bitches. Go on.
Well, you had like the China robot that was like 3 Chinese gymnasts that used like 3 Shaolin swords as their weapons. You had the Russian husband and wife who just had a coal train for a robot. Like, it's just G Gundam.
Everything about what you just said is wrong. I'm a big fan of Pacific Rim.
Yeah, so am I. It's my 3rd favorite movie after Real Steel and The Thing.
Anyway, they actually are making a live action Gundam through Netflix, so I'm excited for that to kill me.
Wow, I can't wait for all the mechs to be at a Dutch angle.
Wait, Mike, do you not like Real Steel?
We have talked about this. Real Steel is a nothing movie, and the only reason you like it is because you want to fuck Hugh Jackman.
That's not true at all. That's an amazing movie. It's a good family movie that you can watch any time of the year. Like, it's totally appropriate for all ages, and it's just good, wholesome family fun. And it's actually a good plot, and it's entertaining to watch.
It's
Rock'em Sock'em Robots with Hugh Jackman.
Okay, but it's still an entertaining watch from start to finish.
The only thing I remember about that movie is the PlayStation 6.
I have never ever heard of that movie, so I'm signing with Mike here. Sorry.
Oh my gosh. You're signing with the racist anti-Semite.
Hey, if you're listening to this and you want to watch, you're like, Real Steel, huh? Maybe I'll try that. Don't try it. Just watch Megalobox. It's just Real Steel, but better.
There's nothing good. Megalobox tried to touch on like PTSD and war trauma and failed so miserably it wasn't even funny.
What the fuck are the two of you talking about? That's Megalobox is not about robots, and it's certainly not about PTSD. What the fuck are you talking about?
Are you kidding me? Megalobox is all about PTSD.
Tid, did you watch the second season?
No.
The second season starts with it's about the main character is experiencing PTSD and he's abusing drugs to deal with it.
And even in the first season, he beat up a cripple.
What is that? Yes, the famous PTSD symptom of beating up crippled people.
That was the first season, Mike. He beat up a crippled veteran.
My name is John Rambo. I beat up cripples. That's because I'm from Vietnam.
Oh yeah, he did beat up cripples. He beat up a police department.
But, Tid,
and the National Guard.
Tid, just so you understand where I'm coming from, I compared Real Steel to Megalobox because they're both boxing.
Oh, okay. You said Rock'em Sock'em Robots, so I thought it's Gundam-ish.
No. Rock'em Sock'em Robots in the sense that it's robots in a ring boxing.
I see.
Actually, if you want to watch a show better than Megalobox, just watch Hajime no Ippo.
That's not a terrible opinion.
If you want to watch Megalobox but better, watch Ashita no Joe.
You know what? Gotchi has requested that we watch some of that.
I mean, I would be down. I need the pretext to watch it.
All right, well...
Yeah, we should sometime.
So who are we going to pull on for Euphoria, though, Mike? Because it's going to be you and me.
No. It has to be. We have to get Egg and Doku in on that.
Yeah. So are we just gonna have 5 people watch a hentai together?
But we have to watch it together while holding hands.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be so uncomfortable the entire time we watch it.
Honey, good news. I can finally use that US visa I made 2 years ago before COVID. I'm gonna watch some hardcore porn with guys in Columbus.
You know, we're
Let's
probably just
go!
going to go to Waffle House afterwards and not even make eye contact with each other.
Yeah, we're gonna be the reason why that Waffle House breaks down that night.
I hope nobody orders a blueberry waffle there.
Gosh, why would you say that?
Now I want some waffles.
You know, I actually have blueberry waffles downstairs. I might make with some eggs after this.
I'm going the fuck to sleep after this.
So there
Yeah,
you
no, 'cause
go.
we're keeping you up.
Cowboy
No,
Bebop,
don't worry.
a live action so forgettable that it reminds you of a forgettable movie that's so forgettable it reminds you of a forgettable TV show.
No.
That you get into watching porn.
Here's what I want to say about live action Cowboy Bebop.
Stop.
It is train wreck bad. It
No,
is the
it's
same
not.
kind of-
It's not even
Yes,
bad enough to
yes.
be train wreck bad.
It is the same kind of bad as Netflix's Death Note. Watch it, get drunk, and laugh at it. It's really funny.
It's more.
Speaking of getting drunk, here's to Mov, the last shot. Cheers.
Cheers, salut, as they say in I don't know, fucking
Where?
Russia land.
Bros.
Thank you everybody. It's
In a
been We
drugą
Hate Anime, and I'm gonna go fuck my girlfriend. Yeah.
Very
She's at
nice.
work.
Later. See you next time.
Bye.